This September, Apple is changing something it hasn't changed in almost 20 years. For the first time ever, there will be no new standard iPhone in the fall lineup, only the Pro models, only the Pro Max, and possibly Apple's first folding iPhone. The chip is jumping to a size Apple has never used before. The camera is getting a feature borrowed straight from professional cameras. And the price might jump too. Let's get into exactly what's landing and exactly when. Before we start, I went through your comments. The same 3 questions kept coming up. Is the standard iPhone 18 actually skipping this year? Is the price really going up? Is the camera upgrade worth switching for? All 3 answered by the end of this video. New here, this channel covers confirmed Apple news and credible leaks every week. No guesswork, sold as fact. Just what's actually verified and what's still a rumor. If that's useful, subscribe now, it takes 2 seconds. Let's get into it. The biggest change, here's the headline everyone's missing. Apple is breaking its own release calendar this year. In September 2026, only 3 devices are launching: the iPhone 18 Pro, the iPhone 18 Pro Max, and Apple's first foldable iPhone. The standard iPhone 18 and a cheaper iPhone 18e are being pushed to spring 2027. That means if you want a new iPhone this fall, you have to buy a Pro model. There's no budget option this year. Why would Apple do this? Multiple reports say it's deliberate to keep all the attention on the Pro lineup and the new foldable during the biggest launch window of the year. The release date now, the actual date. Multiple reports point to a keynote on Wednesday, September 9th. Pre-orders are expected to open that Friday, September 11th. And the iPhone 18 Pro and Pro Max should hit shelves on Friday, September 18th. The foldable iPhone might follow a slightly different timeline. Some reports say it could be announced at the same event, but held back a few weeks if production isn't fully ready, similar to what happened with the original Face ID iPhone back in 2017. So mark your calendar. Second week of September, this becomes real. The chip, A20 Pro. Let's talk about the biggest technical jump in years. The iPhone 18 Pro Max is expected to run the new A20 Pro chip. Here's why that matters. Every iPhone chip since the iPhone 15 has been built on a 3nm process. The A20 Pro switches to 2nm using what's called gate-all-around transistor architecture. That's the largest manufacturing shift Apple has made since it moved from 5nm to 3nm back in 2023. The real-world result, reports point to roughly 30% better power efficiency at the same performance level. And Apple is reportedly pairing that chip with 12 GB of RAM, up from 8 GB on the current model. More RAM, a smaller transistor size, better efficiency. That combination is built for one thing: running Apple Intelligence directly on the device without slowing anything else down. The camera, a first for any iPhone now, the update your comments were asking about. The 48-megapixel main camera is rumored to get a variable aperture. This has never shipped on an iPhone before. Here's what it actually does. Right now, your iPhone camera has a fixed opening for light. A variable aperture lets you physically adjust how much light hits the sensor mechanically, like a professional camera lens. That means better control in bright daylight, better depth of field in portraits, and less overexposure in tricky lighting, like a room with a bright window in the background. On top of that, the front camera is rumored to jump to 24 megapixels, and there's talk of a Samsung-made sensor appearing in an iPhone for the first time ever. This is the single most significant camera change in several generations, not just a small resolution bump. The modem going fully in-house. Next, something most people won't notice, but it matters a lot. Apple is expected to introduce its second-generation modem, called the C2, replacing Qualcomm hardware in the Pro lineup. The C2 follows Apple's first modem, the C1, which debuted in the iPhone 16e. Reports suggest better efficiency, lower heat, and even satellite-based connectivity for basic browsing outside normal coverage. One catch, in the US specifically, some reports suggest Apple may keep Qualcomm modems for now because the C2 reportedly lacks full millimeter wave 5G support and US carriers rely on it. So this could be a global-only upgrade, at least for now. Battery capacity is expected to reach somewhere between 5,100 and 5,200 mAh. That would be the largest battery ever put in an iPhone. Combine that with the A20 Pro's efficiency gains, and some reports are projecting over 40 hours of usable battery life. On the display side, expect a 6.9-inch LTPO OLED screen, 120 Hz ProMotion, and brightness rated up to 3,200 nits, noticeably brighter than the current model for outdoor visibility. Design changes. Design-wise, don't expect a dramatic overhaul, but there are real changes. The dynamic island is rumored to shrink by up to 35% by moving some Face ID sensor components underneath the display itself. The phone may also get slightly thicker and heavier, around 9 mm thick and about 240 grams, roughly a quarter millimeter thicker and 7 grams heavier than the current Pro Max. New color options are rumored too, including a deep dark cherry red alongside light blue, dark gray, and silver. The price question? Now, the question everyone actually cares about. Reports are split here. Some say pricing stays the same as the current Pro Max, which starts at $1199. Others say costs are rising, driven by memory chip prices and the new 2-nanometer manufacturing process, putting the starting price closer to $1299, a jump of up to $100 to $200. Nothing is confirmed yet. But given the scale of the chip and camera changes this year, a price increase would not be a surprise. What about the foldable iPhone? One more piece of this puzzle. Apple's first foldable iPhone, sometimes referred to as the iPhone Fold or iPhone Ultra. It's expected to launch in the same September window using the same A20 Pro chip. Reports estimate pricing north of $2,000. This is expected to be the headline device of the entire event, with the Pro Max still being the phone most people actually buy. Should you upgrade? So, straight answer, if you're on an iPhone 15 Pro Max or older, this is a real upgrade. New chip generation, a genuinely new camera system, and the biggest battery Apple has ever shipped. If you're on an iPhone 17 Pro Max, the case is thinner. The variable aperture camera and bigger battery are the two features actually worth the switch. Everything else is an incremental gain. And if you were waiting for a standard, cheaper iPhone this year, that phone isn't coming until spring 2027. Your only new options this fall are Pro, Pro Max, or the Foldable. That's everything confirmed and rumored so far on the iPhone 18 Pro Max, the release date, the chip, the camera, and the price. If this helped, hit like and subscribe for updates as we get closer to September. See you in the next one.